Alright boys, today we're going to go over the GOAT of each division in the UFC. Starting off in the flyweight division, I think this one is pretty obvious. It's Demetrius Johnson. 11 title defenses, a 6-year title reign, and the most dominant flyweight run ever. His creativity was also off the charts. The suplex into an armbar against Ray Borg, or the counter right into the flying knee that sent Adriano Moraes into the Shadow Realm, and that's just to name a few. The only other fighter I can kind of see an argument for is Pantoja, and if he wins the rematch against Joshua Van and then reels off 3 to 4 more quality wins, then he has a case. But for right now, Mighty Mouse is the flyweight GOAT. Now moving up to the bantamweights, we got a little bit of a hot take here. It's between Dominic Cruz and Merab Dvalishvili, and honestly, I think Merab has done enough by now to take the title. He's got the longest winning streak in bantamweight history, 3 title defenses, he's got wins over 4 former champs. Meanwhile, Cruz's title reign is really underwhelming. He only defended his title against 2 different opponents, one of them being the 50-year-old retired skateboarder.
You look like a 50-year-old retired skateboarder.
And the other being Mighty Mouse, who's a natural flyweight. So in my opinion, Merab's resume is way more impressive. Now for the featherweight division. It's another really close one. Is it Jose Aldo or is it Alexander Volkanovski? And call me biased, but I think it's Volk. Let's take a look at their resumes. Volk only has 1 less defense. Aldo has 7 losses at featherweight to Volk's 1. Aldo got dominated by Max Holloway twice, while Volk beat Max 3 times. And Volk has a head-to-head win against Aldo. So if you ask me, I think that's enough to put Alexander Volkanovski as the featherweight GOAT. Now for the lightweights. It's between Khabib and Islam. I think we can all agree on that. And these two are so close, but I'm giving the slightest edge to Islam Makhachev. Khabib is undefeated, but he just retired way too early. Islam has more title defenses at lightweight. Islam's a double champ and doesn't have really much of a weakness. Khabib was a dominant grappler, but his striking, especially early in his career, was straight up dog shit. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. So even though both are unbelievable, I'm going with Islam. Now for the welterweights. Let's not overcomplicate this one. It's Georges St-Pierre. 9 title defenses, champion for over 2,000 days. He's got elite wrestling, good striking, great fight IQ. I know I'm glazing, but if you put together the perfect welterweight, you end up with Georges St-Pierre. Now for the middleweights. The middleweight GOAT, in my opinion, is still no doubt Anderson Silva. Israel Adesanya was in the conversation at one point, but we know how that's going. Anderson had 16 straight wins, 10 title defenses, and was champ for almost 7 years. That record will never be broken. Enough said, Anderson Silva is still the middleweight GOAT. Now for light heavyweight. And it's not as black and white as most of y'all probably think. Most people are gonna say Jon Jones, and honestly I get it. He holds the record for most title defenses of all time, youngest champion ever, and the most wins in light heavyweight history. But to be a GOAT, you have to look at things outside of just fighting. And I mean, where do I start with this guy? We've been talking about all the records he's broken, so let's add a few more. He holds the record for the most DUIs by any fighter and the most failed drug tests. Like, you can't make this shit up. If you have to stick a needle in your ass to win, it's pretty hard to call you the GOAT, but at the same time, it's almost impossible to ignore what he accomplished inside the cage. So for me, Jon Jones is still the #1 light heavyweight of all time, slightly ahead of Daniel Cormier. Now last but not least, we got the heavyweights, and for me, it's still clearly Stipe Miocic. He beat DC twice, he ended Francis Ngannou's 10-fight win streak, he knocked out Fabricio to win the belt, and he's got wins over Junior Dos Santos and Alistair Overeem. He basically took out every top contender of his time, and honestly, I don't think any heavyweight has a better resume than Stipe. Maybe Tom Aspinall by the end of his career, but it's not close yet. But anyways guys, those are my opinions. If you disagree, let me know how I messed up in the comments. Please consider subscribing for more MMA content, and I will see y'all in the next one.